A Full Plate, Singapore's largest food donation drive, brought to you by FairPrice Group.
Thanks for joining us on Money FM 89.3. I'm Ryan Huang. Now, this year, A Full Plate, Singapore's largest food donation drive by FairPrice Group, returns bigger than ever. With more than double the number of charity partners onboarded this year, the initiative is reaching even more families and communities in need. What makes A Full Plate unique is its focus on providing fresh vegetables and fruits, protein, as well as nutritious groceries going beyond the typical dry staples. And it's about more than just putting groceries on the table. It's about enabling families to cook, eat, and bond together. So it's not just about quality food, it's also quality time for them. So how is FairPrice Group scaling up its impact? Joining us for a quality conversation is Vipul Chawla. He is the Group CEO of FairPrice Group, who's going to be sharing how you and I can easily be part of this movement. Vipul, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, and it's just an honor to be able to talk about this opportunity. So
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about A Full Plate. Many food donation drives focus on providing basic dry goods, but A Full Plate emphasizes fresh produce, protein, and nutritious essentials. What impact does this have for families?
You know, at the FairPrice Group, why we exist is to make every day a little better. How we serve is to keep daily essentials within reach for all, make them available, make them affordable. And what we do is make it easy. Easy on the wallet, easy on the experience, and of course, while we do that, we want to go easy on the planet. In that context of our purpose and how, why, and what we do, the Full Plate really enables us to reach out to those who are a little underprivileged, who are seeking solutions. Now, to understand this a little better, we did a survey last year, and we found that 4 out of 5 Singaporeans, or those who we surveyed, realized that they need high-quality nutrition to have a high quality of life. But 1 in 5 actually know what to do. And that's where the interesting paradox is, because you know it's important, but what specifically should you do is not entirely clear. Now, as we learned this and delved into it a little more, we also realized that historically we'd be providing a lot of rice and cooking oil and those kind of things, carbs and, other such enablements. But interestingly, our respondents are saying that we need more fresh fruits, vegetables, proteins, seafood, eggs, that kind of stuff, which is not necessarily that easy to access, especially for the underprivileged. And that really was the genesis of the thinking around the Full Plate, because we feel when we can offer our respondents a full plate which is appropriately nutritious, it helps and changes the quality of their life.
Yeah, A Full Plate, like the name suggests, a complete meal. And it goes beyond a meal. It's about giving families a chance to cook and dine together. Tell us more about that.
So if you really think about a full plate, the simplest way to consider that is half of it should look green. So green fruits, vegetables, because that's just, gives you the kind of roughage that you need. 1/4 should be proteins. And even within proteins, there is a bit of an order there. The whiter proteins are a little better for your health than the redder proteins, but proteins, including eggs, meats, fish, and so on. And 1/4 should be carbs. So whether it's rice, noodles, or any such wheat, any such like that. So if you think about it as simply as that, and then we enable the availability of fruits, vegetables, and proteins in the way in which we described it, it, as I said, changes the quality of your life and actually improves the quality of your health.
And of course, the quality time they get together as a family as well.
Exactly, because, even a quality time with your family when you've cooked a nutritious meal, you don't just put the fruits and vegetables into that plate, you also put your love. And I think when you put all of that together, it also changes not just in the mind, but in the heart, it also changes the quality of what you are experiencing.
Yeah, that taste of that home-cooked meal, I think a lot of us can relate to. What kind of feedback have you gotten from families and charity partners about how A Full Plate has changed their daily lives?
It's still the first year, so I'd say we are learning. But the feedback we are getting is that this seems to be in the right direction. Many of our beneficiaries in the past would talk about that they have more rice that they can consume or more cooking oil than they need. But by doing this, I think has certainly we've had a very positive feedback. The other interesting thing for us is that in this particular initiative, we didn't want to go alone. So we wanted to create a coalition of the willing. So we got 10 charity partners to work with us. So of the $1.65 million that we were able to generate and then pass on to our beneficiaries, while 60% was contributed by the FairPrice Foundation, but 40% came from what I would call a coalition of the willing. And I think that gives us a sense that it's not just being well received by our beneficiaries, it's also being well received by our partners because they are seeing value in the whole exercise. And I think that's what makes it worthwhile for us to pursue this year and even beyond this year going into the next few years.
So there is some momentum building up, and we talked about how a full plate is back for a second year. And this time you've onboarded more than 20 charity partners, which is more than double last year's. Why was expanding the partner network such a key focus for 2025?
As I said, we want to create a coalition of the willing because if you look at the work that we do in the philanthropic arm of our business, which is the FairPrice Foundation, of course, we make a contribution to that through the FairPrice Group. But I think as we create more and more like-minded, whether it's charity partners and others, to be part of this journey, because so many actually want to give back. And I think what the full plate then does is it gets more charity partners. We had 10 last year, we have 21 this year. But it also allows those, in the public to, when you go shopping to our stores, you can see the posters of the full plate and make a contribution through these very well-developed bundles that we have. And that allows us to engage and enroll more and more people. So I really invite those who are listening in and perhaps seeing this to be part of this journey that we are creating.
Share the gift of nourishing meals to support fuller lives. Visit go.fpg.sg/AFP2025.
We are in conversation with Vipul Chawla. He is the Group CEO of FairPrice Group, talking about a full plate. And Vipul, we have, of course, this initiative, and with a wider reach, it means more people will get help. What are some of the new communities you're reaching this year, and why was it important to include them?
So some of the new communities we are reaching, and as I said, we are just starting. Last year was the first year. So one community that we will reach this year, in addition to who we have done in the previous years, is the migrant workers community. Again, they sometimes get overlooked, and they're a fairly large part of the whole ecosystem. So the migrant workers is one community. The second community we're adding on this year is the ex-offenders. As we re-enroll them back into society, we should never forget that there's always an opportunity for them to improve. And the third is the Society for the Aged Sick, which is really the vulnerable elders who need some sort of nutrition and medical support. These are the three new communities that we are adding. But again, we'd love to hear more from our various partners, communities, and those who care for this. Because as we look to adding more communities in the next few years, I'm sure there'll be part of society that's underserved, which we may have currently missed.
Yeah, it's great to see this reaching out to more of the community. We know Singaporeans can be quite a busy lot sometimes. But actually, how easy is it for someone listening now to get involved and to make a contribution?
So I talked about our why, how, and what, and one of the what is to make it easy on the experience. So if you go shopping to a store, or if you access our app through your phone or through other means, you will find it pretty easy to spot a full plate. When you are paying at the cashier, again, you will see posters which make it easy for you to just scan and make a payment. And that goes in various bundles. Those bundles are $10, $36, $60, and $100. And those have been created in a way and curated such that you have fresh fruits, vegetables, and proteins in the way in which we talked about. If you're at a kopitiam, you can, pay it forward through a $2 or $3 kopi for someone who you care. And because we have a system, which is the FairPrice supermarkets, the e-commerce online business, we have our kopitiam food services, we have Unity Pharmacy. So we have a fairly broad ecosystem, which allows us to reach 1 million customer interactions every day. I'm going to say that again. 1 million customer interactions every day in a country that has 6 million people. We believe we are the only organization in the country that has that kind of reach to consumers for their daily lives and for their daily essentials. And so it's actually very easy for those of you who want to make a contribution through your shopping journey. We will help you in our stores. We will guide you through the process, but the process is pretty easy.
All right, fantastic. And FairPrice Group's purpose is every day made a little better. How does this initiative embody that purpose, and how do you see FairPrice Group continuing to drive social impact beyond retail?
So one of the things we've been thinking about is that if you look at Singapore's progress in the last so many decades, it is perhaps one of the few blue zones, manufactured blue zones in the world. And there are many elements to that. Obviously, a safe society, where we look after each other, family values and so on. But food and nutrition plays a pretty significant part in the health of society. And being the nation's largest retailer, we feel a sense of responsibility in doing that. So as we thought of our purpose in terms of going forward over the next few years, we feel that anything that we do which makes your day a little better, whether it is for our staff or for our customers, is in service of our purpose. A full plate is an initiative where we can approach the underserved in our society, where they know that they need to do something more for their nourishment, but they don't exactly know what to do. And we can provide access, again, easy on the experience, access through our broad ecosystem and availability of fruits, vegetables, proteins, and so on. And I think that's what really we're excited about. We're also humbled at the opportunity to be able to do it. We are sincere in our efforts, and we are learning. It's the first year. We've learned a few things. We'll try and get it better every year so that next year we can make your day even a little better.
All right. A full plate with plenty of food for thought. We've been in conversation with Vipul Chawla. He is the Group CEO of FairPrice Group. Vipul, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me, Ryan. Thank you so much.
A Full Plate, Singapore's largest food donation drive, brought to you by FairPrice Group.